Hello, everybody. I am Priya Manohar. I have been working in the field of education for 20 years. I develop academic content which is used in different schools across India, the UAE, Muscat, Qatar, Africa, and Australia. I have a fire in my belly, a song in my heart, and a crazy passion for early childhood care and education. You might wonder, what is there in teaching ABCs and numbers? Well, there's a lot to it. Let's look at some of the most frequently asked questions about early education. Why is early education so important? Well, early education is about foundational learning. Just as the foundation in a structure, a physical structure, is extremely important, so is the case with learning. Well, it is not just about the letters of the alphabet and numerals, but it goes much, much deeper than that. Research has shown that 85%, mind you, 85% of the brain's development happens between conception and age 6. So, in effect, we are all dealing with little Einsteins in our classroom. It is the right time to give them an appropriate and age appropriate and fun inputs which create a love of learning. The right way to do it would be through multiple intelligences. Multiple intelligences theory was propounded by Howard Gardner. What is multiple intelligences, you may ask? Generally, we think of intelligence in a one dimensional perspective, which is learn, remember, and reproduce. But that is not what true learning is about. According to Howard Gardner, there are 8 different types of intelligences. Yes, you heard me right. 8 different types of intelligences. They are verbal linguistic intelligence, which basically helps to build language skills, musical intelligence, body kinesthetic intelligence, mathematical logical intelligence, naturalist intelligence, visual spatial intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, and intrapersonal intelligence. Using all of these while designing activities for our little angels, the education and the learning process becomes holistic. In fact, there has been a lot of interest generated around the latest National Education Policy 2020 with regard to early childhood education. Everybody wants to know what an educator's take is in this regard. Well, it is wonderful that for the first time in so many years, in over 30 years, early childhood education is being brought under the gamut of the NEP. Earlier, Anganwadis were created for the nutritional requirement of children, and education was just brought under the same umbrella without much scientific thinking. But now the approach is quite different. There is a stress on experiential learning, which is the pulse of early childhood education. And that means it would be a wonderful beginning for every young learner. We just have to hope that the implementation process is also carried out well so that the objectives are met and the learning outcomes are achieved. What is experience? experiential learning is another question that may crop up in your mind. Well, experiential learning is about creating wonderful memories and experiences for children. All our life experiences are gathered through our five senses. So, whatever we see, we hear, we smell, we taste, and we touch and feel form a part of our life experiences. And that is where true learning happens. Let us draw a parallel with a bank. So we make deposits in a bank and withdraw whenever we need it. Similarly, learning is a process where inputs go into the short term memory and then it has to be brought into the long term memory of the children. Children should be able to recall from long term memory, analyze the information, and apply it. So, learning is not about memorizing alone. It is not about recalling information alone, but it's more about recall, analysis, and application. Another question that might come to your mind is, what are the things that help in this process? Are there any tools available? And the answer to that is yes, yes, yes. There are lots of teaching learning resources available in the market. Other than that, for a creative facilitator or a creative mentor, even zero cost waste materials can be converted into beautiful teaching resources. The abacus, puzzles, sandpaper letters, stacking barrels, flashcards, counting beads, to name a few, would help children learn beautifully. In fact, children learn differently. Some are visual learners, some are auditory learners, and some are kinesthetic learners who learn by doing. Such resources help create visual images that aid in understanding and in retention. After all, what is learning but a change? And is it a temporary change? No, it is a change for life. So, teaching is a gift of the love of learning for life. Thank you.